Calculus 1, concave up or down and point of inflection. Find where the following function is concave up and where it is concave down. Where are the inflection points of the function? The function being f of x equals cosine 2x. I took the liberty of drawing the graph. It is concave down at x equals 0 and concave up at x equals pi over 2 primarily. And the point of inflection is here at pi over 4. So we'll do the work to show all those answers by doing the work. So given the function y equals cosine 2x, y prime is negative 2 sine 2x. Set the y prime equal to 0. That is the horizontal tangent line. And solve for x. Divide both sides by negative 2 to make it a little easier to solve. Your arc sine 0 equals arc sine of 2x, which cancels the signs. So you get 2x equals 0 primarily. And sine is also 0 at pi. So I have 0 and pi solving for 2x. Divide both sides by 2. I get an x equals 0 and an x equals pi over 2 are the critical points. Now for the second derivative test, the y prime prime is negative 4 cosine 2x. So now to do the second derivative test, to see where the graph is concave up or concave down, put the first critical point into the second derivative. So y prime 0 is negative 4 cosine 2 times 0, which is negative 4 cosine 0. Well, cosine 0 is 1, so negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And the negative 4 means that it is concave down at x equals 0. Now for the pi over 2, the y prime prime of pi over 2 is negative 4 cosine 2 times pi over 2. Well, the 2's cancel. It gives me a negative 4 pi, and cosine pi, negative 4 cosine pi, and cosine pi is negative 1. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. So that means that we're concave up at the critical point pi over 2. And sure enough, it is concave down at 0 and concave up at pi over 2, like we said earlier. And finally, for the inflection points, you take the double derivative, the second derivative, set it equal to 0 for the point of inflection. I have a 0 equals negative 4 cosine 2x. And if I take the arc cosine of 0, arc cosine of 2x, gives me 2x equals pi over 2, because cosine of 0 is pi over 2, but cosine is also 0 at 3 pi over 2. Divide both sides by 2 to solve for x. X really equals pi over 4 and 3 pi.